Hello and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to read the PT365 for culture for 2025. So this is a very large document. I find it very lethargic to read it, to read it on my own. So I just want to try reading it with you guys so that it would serve as a motivation for me in order to continue these sessions and also to complete my syllabus for this year's prelims 2025. So without any further ado, let's get started. So um, like I've read previous articles. So I'll start with the tribes of news. The tribes of Northeast India, Upper Tani tribes. So disclaimer that I might pronounce some of the tribal names or some of the names of the tribes wrongly. So I would apologize for all of it. But I'm just trying. I'm just a newbie trying to learn. So just forgive me for all the mistakes I do while trying to pronounce it. Anyways, the Apatani tribe. Researchers from the Zoological Survey of India have recorded a new species of forest-dwelling horned frog from the Tale Sanctuary, Arunachal Pradesh, named after the Apatani community in Arunachal Pradesh. About Apatani tribe, the tribe found in Zero Valley and known for their effective traditional village council and bullion. Religion of tribe has been included in UNESCO's tentative list as living cultural landscape, where man and environment have harmoniously existed together in a state of interdependence. Major festivals are Dree and Myok, key dances, Davinda and Pri dance. So this is the Apatani tribes in the map. They belong to Arunachal Pradesh, and one of the prominent features of this tribe is that their village councils called bullions. And we have found a forest dwelling horned frog from Talle Wildlife Sanctuary in Arunachal Pradesh. And this is obviously this is named after the Patani community. Second is the Pomo and Naga tribes. The Pomo and Naga tribes of Purul village of Senapati district, Manipur, has banned hunting, trapping, and killing of wild animals and birds. So this is a very peculiar feature because this is unlikely of the other tribes. These people have actually banned hunting, trapping, and killing of wild animals and birds. About the Pomo Naga tribe, it is one of the largest and oldest Naga tribes in Manipur. They are geographically located in Manipur and Nagaland. They are known for their Paoli, poetry, and Potoi, Po salt production. Language is Pola. Lushai tribe, a rare hemiparasitic terrestrial plant, uh, Sampi lushaiorum, has been found in Fangpui National Park of Mizoram. Lushaiorum is named after Lushai tribe of Mizoram. About Lushai tribe, tribe under Tuki Chen group of tribes, Mongoloid origin. Main occupations are jom and orange cultivation. Lushai are also known as headhunter community. Popular dance is bamboo dance, Shiro dance. The fourth is the Konyak tribe. The Konyak Union, apex body of the Konyak community, has sought the Nagaland government's intervention in rectifying the erroneous boundary line on Google Maps. About the Konyak tribe, they are of Mongoloid origin. Before Christianity, they practiced animism, which is worshipping different objects of nature. The Konyak language belongs to the northern Naga sub-branch of the Sal sub-family of Sino-Tibetan. They are known as headhunters of northeast India. They are a patriarchal society. Fifth is the Nishi tribes. Kabakano becomes the first women Kabakano becomes the first woman from Nishi tribe of Arunachal Pradesh to scale Mount Everest. Nishi tribe, previously known as Dafla, is the largest ethnic group in Arunachal Pradesh. It is neither based on caste system nor stratified into classes. Polygamy is prevalent and Longte is major festival. Nishi believes that they are descendants of Abu Tani, progeny of first human being on earth, and hence Nishi, Adi, Galo, Apatani, etc. call themselves as Tani group of tribes. Fifth is the Bru community. For the first time, Bru voters exercise their franchise in the Tripura Lok Sabha elections. So this is a very important fact for us. Bru tribe. These have been these exercise their franchisee in Tripura Lok Sabha election for the very first time. About Bru community, also referred to as Riyangs, Bru community has historically resided in Mizoram, Tripura, and parts of southern Assam. Riyangs in Tripura are categorized as particularly vulnerable tribal groups. They are ethnically distinct from Mizos of Mizoram. Over 30,000 Brus fled Mizoram following ethnic clashes with Mizo tribes in 1997 and were forced to live in the refugee camps in Tripura. In 2020, a quadripartite agreement among the central governments of Tripura and Mizoram and Bru-Riang representatives was signed to facilitate permanent settlement of Bru refugees in Tripura. So these are ethnically distinct from the Mizos of Mizoram, and over 3,000 Brus fled from Mizoram following ethnic clashes with the Mizo tribes, and now they have been granted permanent settlements in Tripura. Tiba tribe. The Yangli festival, a significant cultural event of the Tiba tribes of northeast India, was celebrated, held once every few years to propitiate goddess Lakshmi for a good harvest. About Tiga tribe. Geographical distribution mostly in Assam and Meghalaya, and some population also resides in Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, and Nagaland. Language. They speak Tiga, also known as Lalung, which belongs to the Tibeto-Burman language family. Traditional dress is sador for men, a wrapped cloth, a wrap-around cloth, and mekhela chador for women. So mekhela chador is like a very famous outfit for men in Assam, and this is a traditional dress for the Tiber tribal women. The tribes of East India. Zhuang's tribe. District level committee approves habitat rights for Yuangs of Keonjhar, PVTG in Odisha. Other tribes such as Yuangs of Jajpur, Paudi Bhoyans of Deoghar in Odisha, and Bharia PVTG in Madhya Pradesh, and Kamar PVTG and Bega PVTG in Chhattisgarh have habitat rights. So these are the tribes which have the habitat rights, and district level committee actually approves these rights. So these are the Bharia PVTG in Madhya Pradesh, Kamar PVTG and Bega PVTG in Chhattisgarh, Joangs of Jajpur, Paudi Bhoyans of Deoghar. About Juang tribe Odisha, native. Hills of Keonjhar, Pallahara in Anugul, and the plains of Dhenkanal. They are divided as Hill Thania and Plain Bhagodia Juang. History. Originally known as Patuas because of their traditional attire of leaf skirts. Occupation: shifting agriculture or Toila Shasa, with some now moving to settle agriculture, decorative combs and tobacco cases. Habitat rights and other scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers. Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006 of FRA Forest Rights Act. So the habitat rights are granted under the schedule the tribes and other traditional forest dwellers. Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006 or FRA. Next is the Muria tribe. Muria tribes practice the Deda traditional method of preserving seeds. About data method, seeds are wrapped in leaves packed tightly to look like boulders and woven with siali leaves. So this is the practice which they do for preserving the seeds. So the seeds are basically wrapped in leaves, then packed tightly to look like boulders, and then woven with siali leaves. Benefits: protection of seeds from pests and worms, which can be stored and used up to 5 years. About Muria, subgroup of Gond tribe belonging to Chhattisgarh. Associated with Maurya rebellion of Bastar, 1876 against Gopinath Kapardas, Diwan of Bastar, customs, dead pillars, Gudi, where dead are buried with a stone placed 6 to 7 feet high, and Ghotul, where young boys and girls choose their own life partner. So these have been a modern tribe, you must say. So the dead pillars were other features where dead are buried with stone placed 6 to 7 feet high, and Ghotul, where young boys and girls choose their own life partner. 10th is Mankidia tribes. The habitat sites are formally provided to Mankidia of Odisha under the FRA 2006. About Mankidia tribes, particularly vulnerable tribes, PVTG, semi-nomadic sections of the Birho tribe, skilled in catching monkeys and trapping small birds and animals, they live in dome-shaped leaf huts known as kumbha. So kumbha is their like the residential buildings or the residential apartment basically, not buildings. Munda branch of Austro-Asiatic language group. Munda branch of Austro-Asiatic language group. The tribes of South India. Soliga's tribe. Soliga's tribe is an isolated tribal community restricted to only Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, especially in Biligiri, Telangana Hills and Malay Mahadeshwara Hills. Occupation and lifestyle practice shifting cultivation and hunting. Speak Soliga, which is one of the Dravidian languages. Traditional festivals are Roti Habba, Hosa, Ragi Habba, Mari Habba, Gauri Habba. So basically, the suffix Habba is the one how we could identify Soligas and the festivals with the prefix with the suffix Habba. Other details. To recognize the efforts of the Soliga community in biodiversity and conservation, a new genus of what? Soliga icarinata has been after them. Soligas became the first tribal community living inside a tiger reserve to get legal rights to the forest in 2011. So these are the first tribal community living inside a forest, live inside a tiger reserve to get legal rights to the forest in 2011. Konka Reddy tribe. The tribe shared their indigenous language about Indian laurel tree with forest officials. About Konda Reddys, particularly vulnerable tribal group inhabiting banks of river Godavari in Andhra Pradesh. They practice Podu cultivation, a type of shifting cultivation, about Indian laurel tree, Terminalia tomentosa. Deciduous trees growing up to 30 meter tall. They have the ability to store water in its trunks during summers. Tree is used in hemorrhage, ulcers, fractures, etc. So this is an important point. So the Indian laurel tree Terminalia tomentosa is used in hemorrhage, ulcers, fractures, etc., known as Indian silver oak. Its timber has great commercial values. Irula tribe. Despite gaining global attention for extracting and selling snake venom, Irula tribes are facing an uncertain future. Irula community plays a crucial role in public health by supplying nearly 80% of venom used for antidotes in India. About Irula tribe, PVTG in Tamil Nadu, residing in Nilgiris region of Tamil Nadu, and places great value on practice of ancestor worship. They are also spread over Karnataka and Kerala. According to anthropological literature, Irula is one of the oldest tribal communities of India, belongs to Negrito race, migrated from Africa. Speaks Irula language. It is written in Tamil script. Ko- Koya tribe. A Special Informants Bureau raids on Mahua liquor in Andhra Pradesh have targeted Koya tribe, threatening their traditional practices. Mahua tropical tree is considered sacred by them. So these are actually the worshippers of Mahua. Its flowers are used for brewing liquor. About Koya tribe habitat: hills and forests north of Godavari district, Andhra Pradesh, and Malkangiri district, Odisha. Occupation: traditionally they are pastoralists and shifting cultivators, but now they have taken to settle cultivation. Culture: speak Koya language, which belongs to Dravidian family of languages. Koya observes annual religious festivals, that is Bija Pandu, Kodata Pandu, Kimud Pandu. So just as we have read Habba for the tribe Sol, Soligas, similarly Pandu will be the festivals for the Koya tribe. Jenu Kuruba tribe. Recently, the Jenu Kuruba tribes of the Western Ghats was in the news. For the Jenu Kuruba tribe, geographical presence, they live in small settlements called Hadi. Primarily located in Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, they are also associated with forest regions like Nagarhole and Bandipur tiger reserves. Traditionally known for gathering honey, they also engage in collecting minor forest produce. They speak Jenundi, a language similar to Kannada. Tribes of North India, the Saharia tribe. Recently, more than 100 cases of malnourished children among Saharia tribe have been reported from Baran district of Rajasthan. Saharias are one of the PVTGs that are mostly inhabited in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. Generally reside in separate bastis in the village called Saharana. Economic activities, agriculture, primarily rain-fed, collection of minor forest produce, etc. Tribes of Andaman and Nicobar. Shompen tribe. Shompen cast their vote for the first time in Lok Sabha elections. So this is the beauty of democracy. You see, all of the people who were actually afraid of like joining the other people and they live in their own establishments are the ones who are now exercising their right to vote. It's been so like it's been so many years after independence, but now they are exercising their right to vote. It's kind of like, this is very peculiar, but anyways, moving on. This is the class about culture. We should be focused on that. About the Shompen tribe, one of the particularly vulnerable tribal groups, reside in dense tropical rainforest of Great Nicobar Island, belong to the Mongoloid group. According to Census 2011, uh, estimated population of Shompen is 229, so they are very small in number. They are hunters and gatherers. They used to hunt wild pig, bison, monitor lizard, crocodile, etc. Next is the miscellaneous topics of agriculture. First is the Pilgrim Corridor projects. Wine news. Okay. Union Budget 2024-25 announced the corridor projects will be built for the Vishnupad temple at Gaya and Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya in Bihar. So this is for the construction of the Pilgrim Corridor project. The Vishnupad and Mahabodhi temples are located about 10 kilometers apart. The newly announced corridor project is inspired by the Kashi Vishwanath Temple corridor in Varanasi, UP. The foundation stone for the corridor, now also known as Sri Kashi Vishwanath Dham, was laid in 2019. It was conceptualized to create an easily accessible pathway to connect Sri Kashi Vishwanath Temple to the banks of the river Ganga. About pilgrim corridor projects, preservation and restoration. For example, the Kashi Vishwanath corridor expanded the area around the temple and restored smaller temples, including Shikla Mata Temple, Shri Ram Temple, among others. Development and heritage integration. Example, Mahakal Lok Corridor features murals from Shiv Puran and iconic gateways. Enhanced visitor experience. Boost to tourism and economy. So these are the words which would be very important, the keywords. So about the Pilgrim Corridor projects, first is the preservation and restoration, second is the development and heritage integration, then the enhanced visitor experience, boost to tourism and the economy. India earned over 2.3 lakh crores rupees in foreign exchange from tourism, a 65.7% increase year on year according to the Economic Survey 2023-24. About the Vishnupad temple, located in Gaya, Bihar, on the banks of the Falgu river, dedicated to Lord Vishnu and is marked by his footprint, Vishnupad. So you could just have it as a word breakdown thing. Vishnu, obviously, Lord Vishnu, and Pad basically means the footprints. So Lord Vishnu, it is dedicated to Lord Vishnu and is marked by his footprint, also known as Dharmashila, on a basalt rock. Footprint is marked by four symbols: conch shell, shankha, wheel, chakra, mace, gada, lotus, padma. According to Hindu mythology, this footprint marks where Lord Vishnu subdued the demon Gayasur by placing his foot on the demon's head. Mentioned in Mahabharata and Ramayana, Lord Rama performed Pindan for his father. Restoration. The current structure was restored by Devi Ahilyabai Holkar, the ruler of Indore, in 1787. So, in this map, we have been given the India's major pilgrim corridor projects. This first one is the Sri Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Next is the Baki Bihari corridor in Mathura Vrindavan. The Mahakal corridor in Ujjain. Sri Jagannath Heritage corridor. Hanuman Lok corridor. Kamakya Divya Pariyojana. Kashi Vishwanath corridor, as we have read earlier. And Ram Raja Lok in Orcha. About the Mahapodhi temple complex. Location: Bodh Gaya. Global recognition. So it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Historical background. First temple at this site was built by Emperor Ashoka in the 3rd century BC. The current temple structure, dating back to the 5th or 6th century from the late Gupta period, is one of the oldest brick-built Buddhist temple. Main temple. The temple is built on the classical Indian temple architecture style with curvilinear shikhar tower topped by Amalaka and Kalasha. However, the design of the temple is neither Dravid nor Nagara. So this is neither a Dravidian style of architecture and nor the Nagara one. Narrow like Nagara temple, but it rises without curving like a Dravid one. It has entrances from east and the north. It has a low basement with moldings decorated with honeysuckle and geese design, and above this is a series of niches having images of Buddha, Vajrasan, diamond throne, a polished sandstone platform marking the spot where Buddha sat and meditated. It was originally installed by Emperor Ashoka to mark the spot where Buddha sat and meditated. Seven sacred sites. The sacred Bodhi tree, located to the west of the temple, it is believed to be a direct descendant of the tree under which Buddha attained enlightenment. Other sacred places: Animesh Lochan Chaitya, Prayer Hall, Ratna Chakram, Jeweled Ambulatory, Ratnaghar Chaitya, Ajapala Nigarodh tree, under which Buddha meditated during his 5th week, answering the queries of Brahmans, Lotus Pond, and Rajyatana tree. Buddha himself mentioned four important places for the Dharma Yatra: Lumbini, where Buddha was born; Bodh Gaya, where he attained enlightenment; Sarnath, where he gave his first sermon; and Kushinagar, where he achieved Mahaparinirvan, the final liberation. So Lumbini, the place where he was born; Bodh Gaya, where he attained enlightenment; Sarnath is where he gave his first sermon; and Kushinagar is where he achieved Mahaparinirvan, the final liberation. Other initiatives for cultural and heritage conservation. First is the Prasad Screen, focuses on developing and identifying pilgrimage sites across India for enriching the religious tourism experience. Heritage Scheme, to bring together urban planning, economic growth, and heritage conservation in an inclusive manner. So, Desh Darshan Scheme, for the development of theme-based tourist circuits in the country. Adopt a Heritage 2.0 to foster collaboration with corporate stakeholders for the preservation of monuments. Parvatmala Pariyojana, to boost last mile religious and tourist connectivity. Kashi Tamil Sangamam, to celebrate and rediscover the age old links between Tamil Nadu and Kashi, ancient seats of learning. Next is the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Recently, India and Pakistan have agreed to extend the validity of the agreement on Sri Kartarpur Sahib corridor for the next 5 years. So, there are talks on the extending of the validity of the agreement on the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Gurudwara Shri Kartarpur Sahib falls in district Narowal of Pakistan, about 4.5 kilometers from the international border near the historic town of Dera Baba Nanak, district Gurdaspur, Punjab. Village Kartarpur is located at the west bank of river Ravi. Gurudwara Dera Baba Nanak is on the east bank of the river Ravi. So there's a river Ravi flowing between the Kartarpur and Dera Gurudwara Dera Baba Nanak. So Gurudwara Dera Baba Nanak is on the east bank of the river Ravi. About this agreement, this was signed in 2019 and was valid for 5 years. Visa-free travel of Indian pilgrims and overseas citizens of India (OCI) card holders from India to Gurudwara Darbar Sahib Kartarpur in Pakistan on a daily basis throughout the year. However, Pakistani Sikhs do not have the access to this corridor and cannot visit Dera Baba Nanak in India without obtaining an Indian visa. The Pakistani Sikhs do not have access to this corridor. They're required to return on the same day. Pakistan levied USD 20 on every pilgrim for each visit. Under the agreement, there is no restriction on the faith of the pilgrim who travel through the corridor. Important Sikh pilgrimages: Gurudwara Janamasthan, Nankana Sahib, Pakistan, birthplace of Guru Nanak; Gurudwara Ber Sahib, Sultanpur Lodi, Punjab; Akal Takht, Akal Takht, Shri Hari Mandir Sahib, Golden Temple, Amritsar; Takht Shri Kesh Garg Sahib, Anandpur Sahib, Punjab; Takht Shri Damdama Sahib, Talwandi Sabo, Punjab; Takht Shri Patna Sahib, Bihar; Takht Shri Hazur Sahib, Nanded, Maharashtra. Significance of Kartarpur Sahib Corridor: Cultural and religious significance. Final resting place of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, where he spent the last 18 years of his life. So the Kartarpur Sahib corridor is of utmost importance to us because it is kind of visiting the final resting place of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, where he spent the last 18 years of his life. Guru Nanak is believed to have composed many hymns of the Guru Granth Sahib, the holy books of Sikhs, in Kartarpur. Community meal called Guru Ka Langar was also initiated in Kartarpur. Guru Nanak first Guru Nanak Dev first practiced three pillars of Sikhism here, that is, Kirat Karo, working hard and an honest living; Vand Karo, share wealth, possessions and talents with others; and Naam Japo, meditation through reciting, chanting and singing as the path to liberation. So the path to liberation according to Guru Nanak is comprised of the three pillars. First is Kirat Karo, second is Vand Karo, and then Naam Japo. Kirat Karo, Vand Karo, Naam Japo. So here is a map describing the Dera Baba Nanak Shri Kartarpur Sahib pilgrimage corridor. So you could see this is the river Ravi. On the east side of it, we have Dera Baba Nanak, and on the west side, we have Kartarpur. So Pakistanis don't have access to this corridor, whereas there is an access on a daily basis to the Indian citizens as well as the overseas citizens of India. There is no restriction on the faith of the pilgrims whoever travels, and Pakistan levies US $20 on every pilgrim for each visit. Other government initiatives in news: Kasturi Cotton Bharat. Ministry of Textiles empowered all Guinners who operate cotton gins, which separate cotton fiber from seeds in India to produce Kasturi Cotton Bharat brand. Kasturi cotton is a premium quality of cotton from India with 100% traceability and certification utilizing blockchain technology for traceability. About Kasturi Cotton Bharat, joint initiative by the Ministry of Textiles, Cotton Corporation of India, trade bodies and industry. Aim is to work on principle of self-regulation by owning complete responsibility of branding, traceability, and certification of Indian cotton to enhance its global competitiveness and create a sustainable ecosystem. Implementing agency is Cotton Textile Export Promotion Council Tex process. So the Ministry of Textiles has actually empowered all the grainers in India to produce the Kasturi cotton Bharat brand because it is a premium quality cotton and it has 100% traceability, which is done through the blockchain technology. Project Pari, Public Art of India. Ministry of Culture initiated Project Pari for the 46th World Heritage Committee meeting. First intervention under project is taking place in Delhi. About Project Pari, it's being executed by Lalit Kala Academy, an autonomous institution under the Ministry of Culture and National Gallery of Modern Art. It aims to promote democratization of art through public installations in urban landscape, which transforms them into accessible galleries. More than 150 visual artists from all over the country would create artwork in Delhi, such as paintings, murals, sculptures, etc. It includes Thangka painting from Sikkim or Ladakh, Sherial painting from Telangana, Bani Thani painting from Rajasthan, Alpana art from Tripura. Paryatan Mitra and Paryatan Didi initiative. Ministry of Tourism has launched a national responsible tourism initiative named Paryatan Mitra and Paryatan Didi across the 50 tourist destinations in the country. Uh, So the aim is to elevate overall experience for tourists in destinations by having them meet tourist-friendly people who are proud ambassadors and storytellers for their destinations. This is being done by providing tourism-related training and awareness to all. The vision is to welcome one and all to experience incredible India through incredible Indians. Special emphasis on training of women and youth to develop new tourism-related products and experience like food tours, craft tours, etc. The geographical indication tags (GI tags). The Geographical Indications Registry in Chennai has granted a GI tag to several products from various states across India. The GI tag identifies a good as originating in territory of a member or a regional locality in that territory where a given characteristic of good is essentially attributable to its geographical origin. It is defined in the TRIPS agreement, registered for a period of 10 years, and can be renewed again for a period of 10 years at a time. It enables right holders to use the indication to prevent its use by a third party, does not enable the holder to prevent someone from making a product using same technique. So this tag does not enable the holder to prevent someone from making a product using same techniques. The legislation in India, Geographical Indications of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, Geographical Indication of Goods Regulation and Protection Rules 2002. The mechanism. Registrar of Geopolitical Indications, the Registrar of Geographical Indications. I've read so much of IR that now everything I read is just uh, on geopolitics, and also I've read a lot of medieval and ancient history, so I get confused by a lot of uh, ancient and medieval ruler names. So anyway, the mechanism is the Registrar of Geographical Indications, Controller General of Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks under Department of Policy and Promotion (DIPP) supervises functioning of Geographical Indications Registry (GIR). GIR has all India jurisdiction. So these are the GI tags which were granted. For Uttar Pradesh, this is the Pikhuva hand block print, traditional block printing on textiles and wood using natural dyes. So this is a block printing technique. The Pikhuva hand block print, the Banaras metal casting craft, integrate metalworks art from Banaras known for its detailed design, Bareilly cane and bamboo crafting utility and decorative items from cane and bamboo. Tharu embroidery with vibrant threads reflecting Tharu culture. Bareilly Zari Zardoji, embroidery with gold and silver threads adding an opulence to fabrics. Banaras Tirangi Barfi, a tricolored sweet made from milk, sugar, and saffron. From Assam, it is the Bodo Nardozi, a semi-fermented food prepared with jute leaves. Next is the Bodo Aronia, traditional Bodo weaving known for its vibrant colors and intricate designs. Bodo Nafam, a dish of fermented fish prepared anaerobically in a tightly sealed container in 2 to 3 months. Bodo Ondla, a rice powder curry flavored with garlic, ginger, salt, and alkali. Bodo Guakwi, a traditional dish of the Bodo community made with a variety of herbs and vegetables during the Bisagu festival. Bodo Jua, Bodo Jou, uh, Guarni, a variety of rice beer made by the Bodo community, which has the highest percentage of alcohol, about 16.11%. Bodo Joe Gishi, a traditional fermented rice-based alcoholic beverage. Bodo Mebra Joe Bidwi, another form of rice beer which is revered, revered and served as a welcome drink by most Bodo tribes. It's prepared by fermenting half-cooked rice marong with less water and adding a little amount, a potential source of yeast, to it. Note: the Bodo people believe these rice beers originated from Lord Shiva and are taken as medicine. So these rice beers are associated with Lord Shiva and they are taken as medicine by the Bodo people. This is the Bodo Mebra Jo Bidwi from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Nicobari canoe Hodi craft, traditional canoes made from hollowed out tree trunks. Nicobari mats woven from natural fibers used for sitting and sleeping. Andaman Karen muesli rice, a special variety of aromatic rice grown by the Karen community. Nicobari Taweef a Gaich, virgin coconut oil, pure coconut oil extracted traditionally for cooking and health. Nguat, Krut Huatha coconut, a unique coconut variety with health benefits grown in Nicobar. Paddock woodcraft, craft items from paddock wood known for its rich red color. Nicobari hut, traditional huts made from local materials reflecting indigenous design. From Gujarat, there is Kutch Ajrak, block printed textiles with geometric and flower and floral patterns using dyes. Next is the new flag insignia and Lady Justice at Supreme Court. Recently, Indian President unveils a new flag and insignia of Supreme Court, whereas Chief Justice of India unveiled new Lady Justice statue at Supreme Court. About the Lady Justice, its origin is Greek and Roman mythology. First Roman Emperor Augustus introduced worship of justice in the form of goddess Justitia depiction, scales in one hand and a sword in another. Addition of blindfold was done during the Renaissance period as a satire on on the corrupt state of legal systems. In Enlightenment period from 17th to 18th century, blindfold came to be reinterpreted as representing impartiality. British introduced Lady Justice in India first in Calcutta High Court in 1872. Significance of the new Lady Justice statue. Decoloniality, an aim to shed colonial symbols. Sari replaces Western attire, brings statue closer to the Indian tradition. Removal of blindfold and open eyes. So this is now a new feature. There is a removal of the blindfold and open eyes. Conveys that law is not blind and it sees everyone equally. Open eyes also symbolize knowledge about the complexity and differentiation within society. Sword replaced with Indian Constitution symbolizes supremacy of Constitution and its value in our jurisprudence. Justice is deep-rooted into constitutional values rather than punishment. Preserving of the scales shows that courts will continue weighing evidence impartially and hearing both sides before delivering its final judgment. So, the flag of Supreme Court are also given. About the flag and insignia of the Supreme Court, conceptualized by the National Institute of Fashion Technology, New Delhi, the NIFT, New Delhi. Flag bears Ashok Chakra on the top. About the flag and insignia of the Supreme Court, conceptualized by the National Institute of Fashion Technology, New Delhi. Flag features Ashoka Chakra top, uh, iconic Supreme Court building, and Book of Constitution below. Insignia has Supreme Court of India in Roman and Yato Dharmasto, Yato Dharmastato Jaya in Devanagari. Described from it. Yato Dharmastato Jaya is a Sanskrit term which means where there is dharma, there is victory. Historical events in news. Vaikom Satyagraha. Recently, India celebrated the 100th century of the Vaikom Satyagraha. Associated leaders and support. T.K. Madhavan, K.P. Keshavamenon, K. Kelappan, Kerala Gandhi are considered the pioneers of the Vaikom Satyagraha movement. Madhavan, Menon, and Kelappan. Issues of temple entry was first raised by the Izavaha leader T. K. Madhavan in 1917 editorial in his paper Deshabhimani. In 1921, the Travancore Congress Committee led by T. K. Madhavan launched a campaign to have the ban lifted. In 1923 session of INC in Kakinada, a resolution was passed by the Kerala Provincial Congress Committee to take up anti-touchability as a key issue. George Joseph, an independent activist in Kerala, took over the leadership in the absence of Keshava Menon. E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, known as Periyar Vaikom Veer, was a key figure in the Vaikom Satyagraha who mobilized volunteers and garnered public support through his speeches. Among the all persons arrested in the movement, only Periyar got rigorous imprisonment. Mahatma Gandhi supported a mass education led by Madhavan for temple entry in 1921. Sri Narayan Guru Manan, Mannathu Padmanabhan, E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, etc. also supported the agitation. Women like Nagamai, Nagamai, wife of Periyar, Kannamal, played key roles in empowering women. About the Vaikom Satyagraha, historic non-violent temple entry protest that began in Vaikom in the princely state of Travancore, Kerala region on March 30, 1924 against discriminatory exclusion of low caste Hindus from accessing the Vaikom Mahadev temple. Lower caste community, especially Izahavas, faced the social discrimination, which eventually led to the agitation. Dressed in khadi and wearing khadi caps, Govinda Panikar Nair, Buhulayan Izhava, and Kunjappu Pulaya defied the prohibitionary orders. Govinda Panikara Nair, uh, Bahulayan Izhava, and Kunjappu Pulaya defied the prohibitionary orders. The Akalis of Punjab provided food to the Satyagrahis. Christians and Muslim leaders also supported the movement. Lasted for 604 days, Vaikom Satyagraha was officially withdrawn on November 30, 1925, after consultations between Gandhi and W. H. Pitt, the then Police Commissioner of Travancore. Outcomes of the Vaikom Satyagraha: legal reforms and initiatives, temple entry proclamation in 1936, a landmark victory granting access to lower caste individuals into temples, establishment of Travancore Public Service Commission, To ensure fairness in government roles, Vaikom Satyagraha brought open the rift between Gandhiji and Periyar. While Gandhiji saw it as Hindu reformist movement, Periyar called it a fight against caste-based atrocities. Periyar was not happy with the partial success attained. Only 3 out of 4 roads leading to temple were open for all castes, and he eventually quit Congress months later. The other anti-caste movements are Satyashodak movement in 1873 led by Jyotirao Phule, emancipation of low caste, untouchables and widows against Brahminic dominion. In 1916, the Justice Party movement led by T.M. Nair, P. Tyagaraja Chetty, C.N. Mudaliar against Brahminic control in government, education and politics. In 1924, Depressed Classes Movement by B.R. Ambedkar for the upliftment of depressed classes against untouchability published Marathi newspaper titled Bahishkrit Bharat in 1927. In 1925, the self-respect movement by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, Periyar against caste system and Brahmin bias, establishment of Kudu Arasu Journal in 1910. The Hindustan Republican Association (HRA). Uttar Pradesh inaugurated year-long celebrations on August 9 to mark the centenary of the Kakori train action of the HRA, the Kakori robbery. About the Kakori train action execution on August 9, 1925, HRA looted a British Treasury train near Kakori, Uttar Pradesh. The objective was to rob the train carrying the British Indian government treasury to fund the revolutionary activities. Key figures were Ram Prasad Bismil, Ashfaq Ullah Khan, Thakur Roshan Singh, Rajendra Lahiri, and Sachindra Bakshi, among others. Kakori conspiracy case. The death sentences for Bismil, Ashfaq Ullah Khan, Rajendra Lahiri, and Thakur Roshan Singh. Others received long-term imprisonment. About Lahore conspiracy case utilized for national cause by revolutionaries. Used the control room to effectively counter the government's false portrayal. Organized hunger strikes to demand better conditions and rights of the political prisoners. Jatin Das Bagha Jatin died on September 13, 1929 after 63 days of hunger strike, sparking outrage across India. So this is not Bagha Jatin actually, this is Jatin Das, another Jatin Das. Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru were executed on March 23, 1939. 31. Apartheid system. South Africa recently celebrated 30 years of end of apartheid, a system of radical discrimination. Now the apartheid system, legal system of racial discrimination unique to South Africa, imposed by the white Europeans on non-whites, which are the black Africans, colored, and Indians. Institutionalized in 1948, but previous governments had passed laws, precursors of apartheid during 19th and first half of 20th century. Laws restricted movements of black into areas occupied by whites and colored. Indians in South Africa were divided into 3 groups. First is the indentured Indian laborers from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and South India who migrated to South Africa after 1890 to work on sugar plantations. Next are the merchants, mostly Memon Muslims who had followed the laborers, and then the ex-indentured laborers who had settled down with their children in South Africa after their contracts expired. About the anti-apartheid movement, first successful transnational social movement in 20th century. The aim was to for internal campaign to destabilize the racist apartheid regime in South Africa and external campaign for sanction on apartheid regime. Impact: by 1990 apartheid laws were repealed, Mandela was released and became the president in 1994. Contributions of India in South African anti-apartheid struggle. Mahatma Gandhi. The seeds of anti-apartheid movement in South Africa was sown by Mahatma Gandhi. He established first anti-colonial and anti-racial discrimination movement and founded Natal Indian Congress in 1894 and the newspaper Indian Opinion in 1903. In 1906, Satyagrahis under Gandhi's leadership boycotted 1906 legislation requiring Indians to carry registration certificates all the time. While Gandhi left South Africa in 1915, he had left behind his legacy of Phoenix settlement, ashram-like settlements near Durban. Yusuf Muhammad Dadoo, he was founder and leader of Non-European United Front and of Communist Party when it was revived as a secret organization. Role of the Indian government. India was the first country to sever trade relations with apartheid government. India was first country to bring issue of South African apartheid to United Nations in 1946. ANC maintained a representative office in New Delhi from 1960s onwards. India actively worked for Africa Fund to sustain the anti-apartheid movement. Role of UN in South African anti-apartheid struggle. The request to UN came after South Africa passed Asiatic Land Ownership Act in 1946, which restricted Indian land ownership and segregated Indians. Some of the key actions taken by the UN include UN imposed diplomatic and economic sanctions on South Africa in 1971 resolution. Apartheid was declared as a crime against humanity, legitimizing resistance. UN established Special Committee Against Apartheid in 1963 and Center Against Apartheid in 1976. In 1973, International Convention on Suppression and Punishment of Crime of Apartheid was approved by the UN General Assembly. UNGA suspended South Africa in 1974 and only readmitted in 1994 after the democratic transition. Nelson Mandela from 1918 to 2013. He was born in 1918 in Eastern Cape of South Africa. He was son of a Thembu chief traditional leader, symbol of anti-apartheid movement and South Africa's first democratically elected president in 1994. He joined ANC in 1944 and helped form ANC Youth League. Mandela led ANC's non-violent protest against the apartheid legislation, sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964 and was released in 1990 after 27 years. Philosophy of Mandela, also known as the Gandhi of South Africa, was a strong follower of Gandhi's teachings. Awards and legacy. He was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. India conferred him with Bharat Ratna and subsequently with International Gandhi Peace Prize in 2001 for his peacekeeping efforts. UN celebrates National Nelson Mandela International Day on 18 July every year. The Santhal Revolt, June 30, celebrated as Hool Divas every year in commemoration of rebellion. About Santhal rebellion 1855 to 1856. Leaders Sidhu Kanho, Chand and Bhairav along with sisters Phulu and Janu. Uh, Location is the Rajmahal Hills. Cause exploitation and oppression of the Santhals by British colonial authorities and moneylenders. Karl Marx has referred to it as India's first organized mass revolution in his book Notes on Indian History. The Sultan Pargana Tenancy Act of 1876, enacted by the British after the rebellion, territories called Santhal Parganas were created. It became illegal for a Santhal to transfer land to a non-Santhal. Odisha famine of 1866. There have been talks about renaming of the prestigious Ravenshaw University in Odisha, named after Thomas Edward Ravenshaw, who was considered responsible for the Odisha famine. The famine was also known as Na Anka famine because it occurred during Gajapati Gajapati Divya Singh Deva's ninth regnal. Causes were the carelessness of the British administrators, natural and economic disasters occurred during tenure of Thomas Edward Ravenshaw, Commissioner of Odisha Division. Aftermath: Puri Canal or Coast Canal connecting Hooghly River, West Bengal to River Matai in Odisha was built. After famine, uh, Thomas Edward Ravenshaw established a number of vernacular schools in rural areas with an emphasis on Odia language, converted Cuttack Zilla School into Ravenshaw College. Battle of Saragadhi in 1897. September 18 marks the 127th anniversary of the Battle of Saragadhi, fought between British Raj 21 soldiers of 36th Sikh Regiment and over 8,000 Afridi and Orakzai tribals. It was fought during Tira campaign at Saragadhi in northwest frontier province. Saragadhi, a quaint village on Samana Range in Kohat, Pakistan, was a vital communication post. Six soldiers were led by Havildar Ishar Singh, who showed extraordinary courage and chose to fight to death. All 21 Sikhs were posthumously awarded Indian Order of Merit, highest British gallantry award then given to the Indian troops. So the Battle of Saragadhi was between the British Raj, the 21 soldiers of the 36th Sikh Regiment, and the 8,000 Afridi and Orakzai tribals. It was fought during Tira campaign at Saragadhi. So the next infographic is on the festivals in news. The first is Bohag or Rongali Bihu. Assam celebrates Rongali Bihu, celebrated in the middle of April, around 14th-15th April every year. It marks the beginning of Assamese New Year and onset of spring. It is seventh day. It is a 7 day festival where first day is called Goru Bihu, followed by Manu Bihu, Gusai Bihu, etc. Similar festivals in other states: Baisakhi, Puthandu in Tamil Nadu, Vishu in Kerala, and Pohila Baishakh in West Bengal. This is mostly celebrated on 15th of April. Next is Gudi Padwa. President conveyed her greetings on eve of Gudi Padwa and other festivals of welcoming spring season and Indian New Year. Gudi Padwa is observed on first day of the Chaitra Navratri, Chaitra month. It indicates arrival of spring and marks start of New Year in Maharashtra. Other spring festivals across India: Ugadi in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Telangana; Cheti Chand celebrated by Sindhis; Navre celebrated in Jammu and Kashmir. So these spring or New Year festivals are Ugadi, Cheti Chand, Navre, Gudi Padwa, Poila Vaishakh, Rongali Bihu. Next is the Karma festival. Karma festivals is celebrated in Jharkhand and other eastern states of India like Odisha and Chhattisgarh, etc. It is a harvest festival popular among Munda, Ho, Oraon, Bega, Kharia, and Santhal people. Karam tree, traditionally seen as a symbol of Karam Devta, Karam Sani, is worshipped during the festival. Karam tree symbolizes fertility, prosperity, etc. During festival, branch of Karam tree is carried by Karma dancers accompanied by singing and dancing. Jitiya or Jivit Putrika festival. Disaster struck in Bihar during participation in Jivit Putrika festival in Bihar. It is a Hindu festival observed primarily in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, and Nepal. It is celebrated by mothers who fast for well-being, long life, and prosperity of their children. This festival lasts for 3 days, where first day is known as Nhai Khai. The festival is rooted in Hindu mythology, particularly a story of King Jemut, Jemutavahana, whose sacrifice for welfare of others is commemorated during this time. Sports-related news: Olympic Games and India. India's Olympic ranking fell from 48th in Tokyo 2020 to 21st in Paris. India won 6 medals in Paris with no gold medals: one silver, five bronze, down from seven in Tokyo, one gold, two silver, four bronze. Paris was still India's third best Olympic performance. Contrasts with improved performance in other events like the 2022 Commonwealth Games and 2021 Summer Deaflympics. Deaflympics. About Olympic Games, the genesis is 1896 in Athens, Greece, with 14 nations competing in 9 sports. The games are held every 4 years since then. Motto: Faster, Higher, Stronger. Olympic flag was introduced in 1920. The flag features 5 interlocking rings symbolizing the 5 parts of the world. Olympic flame. It symbolizes the positive values of fire and with the Olympic torch relay. Paris 2024 included 4 additional sports with breaking, making its Olympic debut, sport climbing, skateboarding, and surfing. Court of Arbitration for Sport (CAS). It was created in 1983 to deal with the associated legal problems. So this is important. The Court of Arbitration for Sport is recognized by the Paris Convention, signed by the presidents of the IOC among others. India and Olympics. India first participated in the Olympics in 1900 in Paris, represented by an Anglo-Indian Norman Pritchard. The Indian Olympic Association was formed in 1927 with Sir Dorabji Tata as president, and it was recognized by the IOC the same year. The IOA coordinates with National Sports Federation to send teams to the Olympics and other international games. India is preparing to host Olympics 2036 and aspires to become top 10 sports nation by 2036 and a top 5 country by 2047. Initiatives to promote sports ecosystem in India. So this would be relevant for the mains perspective. The budgetary allocation has nearly doubled from 2014-15 to 2023-24. Khelo India program for identification and development of athletes at the grassroots and elite levels. Khelo India Rising Talent Identification is the program aimed at school children between 9 and 18 years. Mainstreaming of sports activities fit in their movement and sports within the National Education Policy 2020. National Sports Development Fund Scheme. The scheme funds a developmental group of athletes who are medal prospects for the Olympic Games. Target Olympic Podium Scheme talks to provide comprehensive assistance including funding, specialized equipment, international exposure, top-tier coaching, and a monthly allowance to India's top athletes. One School, One Sport policy by the Ministry of Defence for sending schools so that they can focus on at least one sport discipline. Retired sportsperson empowerment training reset program for the retired sports people launched by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport to empower retired sports persons 20 to 50 years with knowledge and skills for career development and increased employability. So it's like a complete overall thing in order to support the sports ecosystem, covering it in a very holistic manner. Other sports related news: Olympic order. India's first individual Olympic gold medalist, Abhinav Bindra, has been honored with the Olympic Order for his outstanding contribution to the Olympic movement. Abhinav Bindra secured the gold at the 2008 Beijing Olympics in the men's 10-meter air rifle event. About Olympic Order Award, established in 1975, it is awarded to individuals who have rendered distinct, distinguished service to the Olympic movement. Highest award presented by the uh, International Olympic Committee. IOC is a non-profit global organization with a vision to build a better world through sport. The Commonwealth Games 2026. Recently, Commonwealth Games 2026 will be held in Glasgow edition was unveiled, which featured only 10 sports, 6 of 12 disciplines in which India won a medal at 2022 Commonwealth Games, contributing 30 out of total 61 medals have been dropped from 2026 edition. So this is a major blow towards the Indian medals. These include the badminton, cricket, hockey, squash, table tennis, and wrestling. About the Commonwealth Games, first held in 1930 in Hamilton, Canada. Held every 4 years, India hosted games in 2010 at Delhi. Chess 2024 has been a successful year for Indian chess with many accomplishments. Candidates Chess Tournament 2024. D. Ukesh won the 2024 Fight Candidates Tournament, becoming the youngest player ever to qualify for the World Chess Championship at the mere age of around 18 years. About Candidates Chess Tournament organized in Toronto, Canada. The Candidates Tournament was introduced by FIDE in 1950 as a part of the World Chess Championship cycle to systematically determine the challenger for the World Chess Champion. 40th Chess Olympiad, Indian contingent won gold in both open and women's category at the 45th International Chess Federation FIDE Olympiad. Uh, the 45th FIDE Chess Olympiad was organized in Budapest, Hungary. The 44th Chess Olympiad took place for the first time in India in Chennai. Trophy for the winning team in the open section is the Hamilton Russell Cup. Trophy for the winning team in the women's section is the Vera Menchik Cup. World Chess Championship 2024. D. Gukesh became the youngest ever classical chess world champion, second after Vishwanathan Anand, Rishi Anand, by defeating Ding Liren, marking a historic moment for Indian chess. So this was held in Singapore. Until 1946, the championship was organized privately. The first five World Championship was a tournament in 1948, won by Mikhail Botvinnik. World Rapid Chess Championship in 2024. Recently, Koneru Humpy won the Women's World Rapid Chess Championship 2024 for the second time after 2019. So, World Rapid Chess Championship is an annual chess tournament organized by FIDE to determine the world champion in a chess played under rapid time controls. The time control for the rapid game is generally set at 15 minutes per player and 10-second increment per move from uh, move 1. The first officially recognized World Rapid Chess Championship took place in 2003 in Cap d'Agde, Agde, France. These pronunciations are a bit peculiar. Anyway, about FIDE, the Federation Internationale des Echecs. It's the governing body of the sport of chess, and it regulates all international chess tournaments, chess competitions. Constituted as a non-governmental institution, it was recognized by the International Olympic Committee as a global sporting organization in 1999. FIDE currently has its headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland, but it was initially founded in 1924 in Paris under the motto Gens una semus, we are one family, in Latin. T20 World Cup. India won the 2024 T20 Cricket World Cup for the second time since 2007 by defeating South Africa in the final held in USA and West Indies. Uh, the T20 World Cup origin launched in 2007 by the International Cricket Council. It's the premier international championship for T20 cricket. It's a short format of cricket with maximum of 20 overs for each team. About the ICC, which have its headquarters in Dubai, UAE. ICC is the global governing body for cricket, responsible for organizing major international tournaments like the T20 World Cup, Champions Trophy, World Test Championship, etc. So India has recently won the Champions Trophy as well. Anyways, uh, other important news: Port Blair renamed as Shri Vijayapuram. Andaman and Nicobar Islands capital Port Blair renamed as Shri Vijayapuram. Shri Vijayapuram represents the victory of Indian freedom movement and highlights the unique contribution of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. It is the site where Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose first unfurled the Tiranga, and the cellular jail is also located here. The naming also marks a departure from the colonial legacy, highlighting the contemporary strategic role of Andaman and Nicobar Island, which once served as a naval base for the Chola Empire. So we could see a map of the Chola influence. So they have their empire reaching towards the Southeast Asian countries. We could see the Andaman And we could see the Nicobar Islands over here and the Andamans above. So they are into Indonesia as well. So was a very far-reaching empire, and also they had annexed Lanka as well, Sri Lanka. Anyways, moving on. Naval power of the Chola Empire. Later Chola rulers Rajaraja and Rajendra I pursued aggressive military policy. Bay of Bengal was transformed as Chola Sea. Chola Lake, sorry. Bay of Bengal was transformed as Chola Lake. It enabled flourishing trade with countries of Southeast Asia under their Look East policy. Key trading center was Nagapattinam. So this is where Nagapattinam and Gangai Konda Cholapuram was a name for in order to commemorate the victory, or in order to commemorate that the ruler could surpass even the rulers in the Gangetic valleys. Okay, a significant naval expeditions. Raj Raja disrupted the Chera navy at Kandala, Kandala, Kandalur Salai. Sorry for my pronunciation. Also, he invaded Sri Lanka, annexing its northern part, and led a conquest to Maldives. Rajendra I's naval conquest of Sri Lanka resulted in the entire island becoming a Chola province. He launched a major expedition against the Shailendra Empire, extending across the Malay Peninsula and neighboring islands, leading to the conquest of several regions in the Malay Peninsula and Sumatra. So, these were the expeditions by Rajendra I of the Chola Empire. The World Heritage Transhumance Initiative. The initiative is led by the International Council on Monuments and Sites (ICOMOS) and supported by Azerbaijan. About transhumance. Transhumance is the traditional practice of seasonal livestock movement, which involves the migration of human communities along with their herds. In 2023, two transhumance traditions, transhumance in 10 European states and alpine pasture season of Switzerland, were declared intangible cultural heritage of humanity. So transhumance is basically the traditional practice of seasonal livestock movement, and the human communities also move along with their livestock. Transhumance landscapes in India. The transhumance practice is prevalent in Himalayas, where there are several nomadic tribes such as the Gujars, Bakarwals, Gaddis, and Chankas, who rear sheep and goat. Animals are moved to subalpine and alpine pastures during summer, while during winter they are grazed on adjoining plains. This system also exists in the plains such as Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Uttar Pradesh. UNESCO's Mo area UNESCO's Mo Asia Pacific Regional Register. Manuscripts of three Indian literary works, namely Ramcharitmanas, Panchatantra, and Lochana, have been included in Memory of the World Asia Pacific Regional Register, along with 17 other works on region. The decision was taken at the 10th meeting of the Memory of the World Committee for Asia and the Pacific (MOCAP), held in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. About the MOW program, launched in 1992, three registers: international, regional, and national. International register consists of several Indian entries, namely Tamil Medicine Manuscript Collection, Shiva manuscripts, Rigveda, etc. It aims to preserve world documentary heritage, enable universal access to documentary heritage, and enhance public awareness about the documentary heritages. About literary works, Ramcharitmanas, written in 16th century by Goswami Tulsidas, an epic poem written in Avdi language and consists of the seven Kands basically, seven Kands, not Kandas, seven Kands, like Bal Kand, Sundar Kand, etc. Poetic retelling of the events of Ramayana. Panchatantra, written by Pandit Vishnu Sharma in Sanskrit, one of the oldest collections of the surviving Indian fables, consists of 5 parts, and its most distinguishing feature is the story within story structure. Saharya Dayalok Lochana, written by Acharya Anandavardhan in Sanskrit and is a text of Indian poetics. Philosopher Abhinav Gupta has written a commentary on it. So, Saharya Dayalok Lochana. Sahitya Academy. Ruskin Wood was awarded the Sahitya Academy Fellowship. Our Sahitya Academy Fellowship is the highest honor conferred by Academy on a writer. It is reserved for the immortals of literature. Major literature of Ruskin Bond, Vagrants in the Valley, Once Upon a Monsoon Time, Angry River, Strangers in the Night, All Roads Lead to Ganga, etc. About the Sahitya Academy, it has its headquarters in New Delhi. It was formally inaugurated in 1954 and registered under the Societies Registration Act 1860, an autonomous body under the Ministry of Culture. It undertakes literary activities in 24 languages, 22 scheduled, and English and Rajasthani. Its major award is the Sahitya Academy Award, Bhasha Samman and Bhasha Samman. International Abhidhamma Divas. Ministry of Culture in association with International Buddhist Confederation observed International Abhidhamma Divas. It also celebrated recent declaration of Pali as a classical language by Cabinet. It commemorates a day when Lord Buddha descended from the celestial realm Tavatimsa Devalok to Sankasya, now Sankisa Basantpur in Uttar Pradesh. So this is commemorating the day when Lord Buddha descended from the celestial realm to Sankasya in Uttar Pradesh. Ashokan elephant pillar at Sankasya marks the significant event. It coincides with the end of first rainy retreat Vasa, that is a period of 3 months when bhikkhus must reside in one place, and Pavarana festival ceremony for the conclusion of rainy retreat. So the rainy retreat are the Vasas, the rainy retreat periods. Abhay Mudra. Abhay Mudra was referred to by the leader of opposition in his speech. It is a symbol for fearlessness. It is displayed by the fifth Dhyani Buddha, Amogha Siddhi, and the posture used by Buddha to tame a mad elephant. Other mudras associated with Buddha and their meaning. Bhumi Sparsha, calling the earth to witness. In this posture, it is in this posture that Shakya Muni or Buddha overcame the obstructions of Mara while meditating on truth. Dhyan Mudra, Mudra of meditation. It indicates the perfect balance of thought, rest of senses, and tranquility. Dharma Chakra Pravartana, turning the wheel, represents the preaching of the Dharma. Cultural Property Agreement. It was signed by India, US on the sidelines of the 46th World Heritage Committee in New Delhi. About the agreement aims to prevent and curb the illicit trafficking of antiquities from India to USA. CPA restricts the importation into the US of certain archaeological material and ethnological material of Indian origin. It shall be helpful in quick seizure of Indian antiquities and their repatriation back to India. Efforts to prevent smuggling of antiquities at global level. Article 9 of the 1970 UNESCO Convention on the means of prohibiting and preventing the illicit import, export, and transfer of ownership of cultural property. The Kashi Culture Pathway, the outcome document of the G20 Cultural Working Group, endorsed global coalition to bolster the fight against illicit trafficking. At national level, Section 3 of the Antiquities and Art Treasure Act 1972 prevents export of antiquities outside India. If an antiquity is traced, the Archaeological Survey of India is responsible to coordination and recovery of antiquities. The world celebrates 10th International Yoga Day. The United Nations proclaimed 21st June, summer solstice, as International Yoga Day in 2014 to raise awareness worldwide of the many benefits of practicing yoga. The draft resolution was proposed by India, endorsed by a record 175 states. About yoga, meaning the word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yuj, means to join. It symbolizes the unity of mind and body and a holistic approach to health and well-being. It is one of the six schools of Indian philosophy. The remaining are Vaisheshika, Nyaya, Sankhya, Purva Mimamsa, and Vedanta or Uttar Mimamsa. Genesis. A number of seals and fossils remains of Indus Valley civilization dating back to 2700 BC indicates that yoga was prevalent in ancient India. The word yoga is referred in all four Vedas. However, systematic reference of yoga is found in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra from 2nd century BC. Other books of Patanjali are Mahabhashya, the Great Commentary, Yoga and Cultural Diplomacy. Yoga has emerged as a key instrument of India's soft power and one of India's biggest cultural exports, playing a major role in cultural diplomacy. Cultural diplomacy is the exchange of ideas, information, art, language, and other aspects of culture among nations and people in order to foster mutual understanding. Summer solstice on June 21. On this day, the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, and the rays of the sun fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. The North Pole is inclined towards the sun, and the places beyond the Arctic Circle experience continuous daylight for about 6 months. So it is somewhat in this position. This is the Earth tilt over here, and this is the North Pole, and this is the sun. So it gets the sunlight for around 6 months, and the South Pole is somewhere here, and it remains dark. The longest day and the shortest day in the northern hemisphere occurs on this day. So it is the longest day in the northern hemisphere. At this time in the southern hemisphere, all these conditions are reversed. Okay, the flag code of India. Union Minister for Home Affairs urged the countrymen to hoist the tricolor at their homes under Har Ghar Tiranga campaign. Hoisting or displaying of the Indian national flag are governed by the Flag Code of India 2002 as amended in 2021 and 2022. So the national dimension ratio are length is to breadth is 3 is to 2. So I'll just write it over here. L is to B is 3 is to 2. Salient provisions of the Flag Code of India 2002. A set of laws and conventions about the use, display, and hoisting of the Indian national flag. It was brought into effect on January 26, 2002. It governs the display of national flag by private, public, and government institutions. National flag at home. A member of the public, a private organization, or an educational institution may display the national flag on all days and nights or 2022 amendment or occasions in accordance with the dignity and honor of the national flag. National flag shall be made of hand spun and hand woven or machine made cotton or polyester, wool, silk, Ichadi bunting. So this is something which I didn't knew of. Ichadi bunting. A national flag shall be rectangular in shape. The flag can be of any size, but the ratio of the length to the height of the flag shall be 3 to 2. So it's not the breadth, it's actually the height. Just got confused. Anyways, so if you consider a 2D rectangle, what we generally consider is the length and the breadth. But since flag it is a 3D element, although the breadth is minimal, but it has some breadth. So we'll consider the height. So the length to height ratio is 3 to 2. National Handloom Day. 10th National Handloom Day is being celebrated on 7th August 2024. It seeks to honor the handloom weavers and provide motivation to handloom industry. The day was chosen to commemorate the Swadeshi movement, which was launched on 7th August 1905. It aimed to boycott British goods in favor of the Indian-made products, including handloom textiles. First National Handloom Day was celebrated in 2015. Handloom is India's largest cottage industry and rural regions' second largest employment provider. So this is a good point for Indian economy. 70% of weavers are allied workers. 70% of weavers and allied workers are women. Next is the Eri silk. Northeastern Handicrafts and Handlooms Development Corporation successfully obtained OECO Tex certification for its Eri silks. Eco-tag certification for is standard that ensures textiles are tested for harmful substances and produced in environment-friendly conditions. About Eri silk, renowned as world's only vegan silk, as moth inside the cocoon is not killed, so it is the world's only vegan silk, the Eri silk, because the uh, moth inside the cocoon is not killed. Instead, moths naturally exist the cocoon. It is produced by silkworm Philosamia ricini, which is multi-volatile and rears indoors 5 to 6 times a year. India produces all five types of silk: mulberry, airy, tropical and temperate, tussar, and muga. Denisovan. Scientists have identified bone remains found in Tibetan Bashia karst cave as belonging to a Denisovan individual. Denisovan, an extinct species of hominid and a close relative to modern humans, may have ranged from Siberia to Southeast Asia during the last ice age. DNA evidence suggests Denisovans are related to both Neanderthals and modern humans and may have interbred with both. They share a common ancestors, Homo heidelbergensis, mostly most likely lived in Africa with both modern humans and Neanderthals. The Bengal Gazette. On the World Press Freedom Day, many experts recalled India's first newspaper, Bengal Gazette. On January 29, 1780, Bengal Gazette or Calcutta General Advertiser was founded. Irishman James Augustus Hickey published India's first printed newspaper, that is the Bengal Gazette. It was a weekly English language newspaper published in Kolkata, formerly Calcutta, formerly Calcutta, the capital of British India. It was closed down in 1782 after it criticized the then Governor General Warren Hastings. International Mathematical Olympiad, a six-member student team from India, have secured four gold medals, one silver medal, and one honorable mention in the International Mathematical Olympiad 2024. This is the best performance by an Indian in IMO since the country's debut in 1989. IMO is the World Championship mathematics competition for high school students and is held annually in a different country. First IMO was held in 1959 in Romania. Gold, silver, and bronze medals are awarded, as well as an honorable mention for good effort. World's oldest calendar discovered. Archaeologists have discovered the world's oldest calendar at Göbekli Tepe, oldest temple in the world, an ancient site in southern Turkey. About the calendar, it's a solar lunar calendar. The purpose is likely used to track time and significant celestial events. Carvings are V-shaped symbols. Each represents a day, totaling to 365 days, suggesting a solar year. Other symbols include animals and abstract designs, potentially marking significant events or periods. Historical significance. The calendar is believed to commemorate a comet strike around 10,850 BCE, which might have led to a mini ice age and eventually and influenced early human society. So with this, we have come to an end to this video. I hope you would have liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one where we read the other pages for the PT365. Till then, see ya. Bye.